Today we're going to have a look at how to set up the DaviddTech indicators. So let's get straight to it. Hi guys, I'm David. I hope everybody's going extremely well. As you know, I'm now going to be doing weekly strategy checks, backtesting, converting any strategy that I can find into code so that we can backtest them and forward them test them using bots and our own knowledge. I hope everybody's great and that sounds good to everybody, but today we're just going to have a look at the settings page so that you can understand how that works. All of my indicators are based on the same settings page so that there's a global uniform around all of my indicators so that it's easy to understand. That's the most important part about my indicators, is that they're easy to understand, as I know that a lot of indicators show you millions of lines and they're completely incomprehensible for most novice and beginner traders, and that's probably why we're all losing so much money at this game. Anyway, so let's get straight to the settings panel and let's go. Okay, over to my computer. Right, here we are on my computer on one of my indicators. This was an indicator that I've started recently, one of my first indicators actually that I've built from scratch. So let's have a look at how this works. When you first open an indicator by DaviddTech, you get this disclaimer which says that I'm not reliable or not responsible or liable for any losses you may incur. The reason for this is that all the indicators that I'm using are literally made to back test to find out if a strategy would actually work. And as you know, the markets are as unpredictable as anything else, and I'm not Mystic Meg. I have no idea how to read the future. So let's get on with looking at this. Anyway, so you have to go up first of all and click the cog, and it says use this strategy, please read the tooltips. And by clicking that, we activate all of the wonderful bells, etc. of the strategy itself. By default, the long and short entries are activated, so you can enter long and short entries, and anything below there and the date range could be completely different between each strategy because it's actually strategy bound. So, for instance, if there's something that's got to do with EMAs, you would have your EMA lengths here. This one is one that I believe which works with Heikin candles, and you can enter your time frames here. Okay, so as that is going to be different for every strategy, I'm not going to spend too much time on that part. So if we go down, we can see that the date range here, so you can restrict it to date range. That way you can stop your bots if you've got bots and only let them go for a certain amount of time. Or you can start your bots up. For instance, if you start up now and there's already an entry and you don't want to enter that entry, you can start that entry point in 5 minutes, 10 minutes in the advance. The next part is the liquidation line with leverage. So all that's going to do is paint an orange line to show you where the liquidation line would be if you're using Bybit. Now, it may not work for other exchanges because I don't know their algorithms, but it should give you a rough idea of where your liquidation line would be if you were using Bybit or some other exchange. You can change leverage amount, and then if we go further down, we have our exit strategy. Now, there's two options to the exit strategy. Either you enter a new trade and exit an old one, which is a bit more like a swinging trade from one to another. If it goes wrong like here and the market trades against you, it will get into a new one as long as it meets all of the market entry values, and it will swing you into the other direction. Now if I click here again and go back to where we were, if you want to wait for either it to hit the stop loss or the profit, which can be more profitable in many situations, you click the second option here, which is type of exit and entry. Okay, so how do we take profit? This one is currently on the ATR. We also can choose to take profit as a fixed percentage. If I go over here and click fixed percentage here, as you can see, the percentage will change, not much on most of them there. But if I go 7% here, you can see that actually moved the green line, which indicates where we're going to take profit. It will actually paint on all of the scripts your entry line, which is the white line, the stop loss line, which is the red line, and your green line, which is your take profit line. You can then change that back to ATR, which is your average range of the market movements, which we'll work out using the ATR lines. We can also turn that to the higher high or higher low by using the higher high and higher low settings here. That will actually, if you're entering here, would have put your stop loss roughly around here, depending on the number of candles that you decide to look back on. Your ATR settings here, if you decide to use ATR, are here, so you could use your stop loss at 2 times the ATR and the take profit 6 times that value. We also have Fibonacci level, which is actually in beta at the moment. It isn't perfect at the moment. I'm currently still working on it. As soon as I get any updates on that, I will post a video. Next part is the multiple profit line. Now generally this is just to give you an idea of where it would be, because a lot of the APIs like 3 commas don't actually allow you to take multiple profits, but it will give you an idea whether it's better to take multiple profits or not whilst back testing. Okay, so if I click the checkbox here, as you'll see, we have now multiple colors all over the place. Let's give us some more percentage up here so we can see. Let's turn me back to fixed profit and fixed loss. That should give us a little bit more space to work out. Okay, so this short here, as you can see, let's go back down. This short here now has 3 colors. The yellow is the first profit. As soon as the first profit is actually met, the stop loss will actually be moved up to your entry point, which is the white line. And then you have a second entry where you would have taken 50% of the remaining amount, and then you have your 100%, which is at the third the third take profit. Now these are all worked out at 33, 33, and 34% of the actual full amount, which would have been 7% there. Okay, so that works out that. Right, okay, as you would have seen in another previous video that I've done, or in the future video that I'm sending at the same time as this one, you have strategy alerts, which allows you to connect directly to the bot on 3 commas. I won't go very much through that because I've already done a video on it. All it does, as I said, is allows you to put the JSON files inside of the strategies. So this will actually alert 3 commas about the order entries or exits. You can activate or disactivate that here. If you find a platform which allows you to do multiple profit levels, you can add that here. But as I said, I don't actually know of many other than Wonderbit, which you actually has to specify, so it wouldn't actually work anyway, but they would do exactly the same thing but on an automatic basis. Okay, and now we have the wonderful bells and whistles, which are completely optional. As I'm a geek, I couldn't stop coding and just added more code to all of these. But as I said earlier, they're all going to be the same, so I might as well go through them very quickly and show you. The show support and resistance levels actually just give you the weekly highs and lows of on a line here with nice colors. There's a key here, so you've got the blue, which is your daily lows and highs. You have the orange, which is your monthly highs and lows. The previous week is the yellow, and then you have a light purple here. Just helps to find the perfect entry if you're doing it manually. These here will give you more confidence with the RSI and the MFI crossover. This is something that CryptoFace actually uses quite a lot for those who know CryptoFace. I'm just going to turn this off so we can see this better. Okay, this will use an algorithm which allows us to see the money flow index, which is crossed over with the RSI to give us a nice green and red background in the background. So when money flow is actually coming in, it will go green in the background, which will maybe give us a better entry. As you can see, it doesn't always give us a better entry, as you can see here, it's actually decreased the amount of money we've made. But in some strategies can give us just that extra edge and confidence that the market is actually going in the up direction when it's green and down direction when it's red. Same goes for here. We have lots of settings that you can actually play with to see if you can get a better entry. Same goes for the volume weighted averages, which are the VWAP. So here, if we use the VWAP, that's going to give us a nice green line under it. And as the VWAP crosses over the price action, it will actually turn red here. Hold on, let me click here. As you can see, it turned red, which Generally, I find in this strategy is quite a good place to leave. Yes, when the VWAP actually comes over here, it's a good time generally to leave your position if you haven't already with the stop loss. Okay. If I go back down here, we have even more. We're going to turn off the VWAP here. We can also use an EMA breakout. Now the EMA breakout means that anything below any price action which is below, we're only going to look for short entries. Any price action that goes over the 100 EMA here, you can change that EMA value here, would actually look for long entries. Pretty simple. The MFT EMA is exactly the same. We'd wait for the 5 to cross over the 2 hour EMA for only long entries, etc. Okay, that would actually plot, I believe, on there. Just let me have a look here. Wait, let's plot that. And we can see that we have a new red line and a green line plotted. The dashboard is the wonderful dashboard that you can see over here on the side, which gives us, we're currently in no trades. It'll give you the version number to make sure that everybody's at the same sort of version. What part of the strategy? Now for each strategy, there is several parameters. For instance, this one only has one with the actual long position, but some may have EMA 1 crossing with EMA 2 and EMA 3 crossing with EMA 4. So that would be have several, I call them traffic lights here. Same for the short panel, and then you have some back testing results here. I did notice that this says 0 and 0, but I have actually fixed that. Gives you the back testing to tell you how many wins and losses, the win rate, gives you the net profit, number of winning trades and in longs and shorts, max number of wins in a row and max losses in a row. You can also add notes yourself in the here. I like to use this, for instance, if I'm using, here you can add notes here. I like to add this, for instance, if I'm using a lot of different strategies, I can add which currency they're on so that I can actually find the window easier. Because I found it quite hard to actually find the window when you've got 30 windows open, maybe not, when you've got 10 windows open and you don't know which one corresponds to which currency pair or crypto pair, etc. Okay, that was a quick overview of the back office, the settings of all of my indicators. They all pretty much look the same. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's a bit long, but it's pretty important to understand how these things work. I'm going to be doing this strategy once a week, all of them based on that back end, so you'll actually understand that now much easier. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you want early access to all of my strategies, you can join the Patreon below, or you can join me on my Discord group without a problem. I look forward to seeing you all again next week with my next strategy. Until then, have a good day and goodbye. Don't forget, stay safe and stay coding. Have a good day. Goodbye.